Okay, welcome, and first of all, tell us a little bit about your family.
Okay. I have 4 kids.
Okay.
My first two, I have one that's ADHD, one that's ADD. Then I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old.
Okay. Um, and tell us what programs have you been involved with here at Down East Partnership for Children, and how would you say these programs have benefited you and your children and then your family as a whole?
Okay. Well, I first started coming when Tasia was about 9 months.
And she's your oldest, right?
She's my oldest. She's
Okay.
12 now.
Okay.
I was coming for the parenting skills. I was a little rough around the edges, just a little bit. And then I started taking classes to teach me how to discipline her, how to go about getting her, because she was a little rough around the edges, I guess. You know, she was very strong-willed, because she was the first grandchild and my first, so she was a little spoiled. She didn't know how to share anything, so I had to do some corrective things with her. Then we started with Daquan when we found out he was ADHD when he was 4. I did not know what that was, so I started coming to then I think it was called the Parents of Special Needs or Special Needs group, but I started coming here then with him, and they taught me how I could actually get help from like the school. I could get help medicine-wise, but doing things that didn't really contribute with medicine. You know, we started off with like changing what he ate, or like the food colorings, and how to sort of try to correct him without downing him in front of other people. And we have actually stuck with that for a while, because we always hit new trials and tribulations with it. I've been coming to the money management classes. I've been doing the little fun days that they have out here. So I've been here for a long time.
What in your mind would happen if these programs were not available for your family?
Well, for me personally, I think if I would not have been coming, my kids really, because they have really turned around good. I don't think that they would have benefit out of things, and I don't think that our transition would have been smooth. You know, like going to different classes, because if I wasn't taught how to be a parent, then I couldn't teach them how to be a child. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know where my Tasia would be. Because she was a lot like me when I was growing up. So we were anything you say, we took it negative. Anything, just if you say, we don't know how to do criticism at all. We didn't. And we got to the point now where, we could sort of turn it around to the good and sort of, react on it. But if it wasn't for the classes that I was taking, ooh, girl, I don't even know where we would be at, to be honest. We would be rough. We would really be rough, because I've learned like the money management classes have really helped me out, because at one point I was living like paycheck to paycheck, where I couldn't even get ends, my ends to meet. And it was, and having 2 kids was already hard enough, being a single parent, but I had my parents to lean back on. I just didn't know how to go and ask for help. So when I started coming, because my parents actually started coming with me to the classes here, so we sort of learned, together. And I think it worked out for the best. I really don't want to see any end to it, because I fortunately have a stronger background now, but some people don't. They don't have their parents to lean back on, so they need to have somewhere to go to actually be able to get information that they need without saying, okay, well, if I ask this, I'm going to be looked at like I'm a bad parent, because really you don't want to ask, like, you don't want to ask the schools, because then you think that somebody's going to come in and say, well, we're going to have to put child services on you because you didn't do this right. Because, nobody, you don't get a dictionary. You don't know how to do it. You have to be taught. So, I like it. We still here.
Tell me, why do y'all think that those early years, like before kindergarten? What's so important about those early years and having high quality experiences during those early years?
If you don't get them, if you don't catch them early, I mean, like the school system, if they don't start early in certain programs, they're playing catch up for the rest of their life. So if you don't catch them early with the special stuff that they need help with, it's, I ain't gonna say it's a lost cause.
Well, in a way, it is though.
But they playing
because they're gonna quit
catch
school.
Up. Yeah.
Nobody wants to play catch up. Nobody wants to sit in the classroom and they're up there talking and you don't know what's going on. So it's best for you not to attend. So I think you'll have a higher dropout rate if you stop at the beginning. I mean, because like even Brianna, she's 3 and she's ready to go to school. You know, the bus driver actually let her get on the bus yesterday because she was upset because she couldn't ride the bus. I mean, she's looking forward to going.
Why is she ready to go?
She's ready to learn. Mommy can't teach her enough. She is very inquisitive. You know, everything has got to have a meaning for her. She's and if she didn't have like the early childhood, she wouldn't know what she was missing. You know, she wouldn't know what was going on. She'd be like, oh, well, they're getting on the bus. You know, well, I drive a van. You know, I ride in the van, so we're good. But she wouldn't know, oh, they're going to school to learn. Or they're going to school to do this. They're going. So she actually has something to look forward to. So it's positive instead of negative. If a child don't know what's going on, you know, in their early childhood, they're not going to get it. They're going to be like, oh, well, I'm not missing anything. And like you said, you know, playing catch-up is not something good to do. If you don't know what's going on, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to drop out as soon as you can because you're tired. You don't want to keep right on struggling.
If they don't look at learning as something positive, when they do start going to school, it's going to be negative. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. And they're going to fight it the whole way. And just as soon as they can drop out, they're going to leave. And, you know, as a parent, if you don't, let me say, if you don't have anybody to turn to for help, you get frustrated with it and just give it up. And that's what a lot of people, I mean, they look at the stuff, the crime rate growing up. Those are people that need help, not getting help. The dropout rate's going up. You know, and those are 2 areas right there where they're talking about spending money. And if they spend the money in the right place, they wouldn't have to spend money in those spots. I mean, if the crime rate came down, you wouldn't have to spend so much money in the prison system. I mean, after-school programs, early childhood programs, that will help parents, you know, first of all, take care of their families. Learn how to take care of their families. Have help with daycare so their kids aren't out in the street and all that kind of stuff. If they catch it early, then later on, they won't have to worry about this stuff. I mean, it's simple. A lot of the stuff that the government is doing now is geared towards jobs, prison system, high schools, not elementary schools, not junior high, just high schools. All the stuff you see in the news now, like we were just talking about the other day about Wake County schools and stuff like that. All you see is high school.
But they got to go.
By the time they get to high school, I mean, there's nothing really you can do with them. Because if they get frustrated, they're going to quit.
You can't tell them nothing.
And they talking about the job, you know, ain't no jobs out here. If they have adults who already have children, they can't find jobs, then what's going to happen to the kids that drop out of school who can't find jobs? That's where the crime comes in. I mean, it makes sense to have something here early. So they look at stuff positive at the beginning. You know, it seems like they just wait too late for me.
Thank you, guys.